half of the season, you're talking about a player that got banned out once. And another point.
You asked me today, has he got exposed? He just showed you when he got
I
exposed.
said, no, but if we're talking about half of the season.
No, we're not talking about half the season. We're talking about whether I think he's the best.
So as we're through the midway stage of the season, it'd only be right that the Podcast Pundits give you their thoughts on the combined team that we've put together from the Premier League. And we'll start with the goalkeeping position, Striver.
Yeah, for me, it was out of Pope. I was thinking the Brentford keeper was Raya. And obviously Ramsdale. I'm going to go with... Oh, man. I think I'm going to... You know what? I was going to go with Ramsdale, but I think I'm going to go with Pope now, because I think it just makes sense. He's conceded the least out of the both of them. He's been pretty solid back there, but it's controversial me saying this because I think I'd put Ramsdale in goal for England. But my Prem team, I'm gonna stick with Pope. Yeah, Pope. I'm gonna give it to Pope. Yeah.
Joey?
I like Pope, but I think even though Pope has the least goals conceded, I don't think his kind of passing range and his involvement in the game, other than being a goalkeeper, is enough for me. And I think Ramsdale's got a decent distribution and comes out a lot further, plays a lot further off his line, was a sweeper keeper. So I'm going to go Ramsdale.
Yeah, head up.
Illustrator?
Oh, for me, toss up between Pope and Ramsdale. But based on what, initially I was going to go with Pope, but based on what Joey just said in terms of like an all-round modern day keeper, I think I'll just have to give it to Ramsdale because he's good with his hands and he's also good with his feet. So I'll say Ramsdale.
Marley Mar?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pope in the sticks. I mean, his record this season, it speaks for itself. Conceded the least amount of goals. So I think for what a goalkeeper's job is, he's doing that and then some. So yeah, he's got to be the pick for me. Ramsdale gets an honourable mention as well. But I think his distribution isn't enough for to lodge Pope from that position. In my opinion.
For me, it was the same as well as Pope or Ramsdale, but I'm going to go with Pope. Just so we can move on, just not to dwell on it. But it is tough between them two. But I'd give it to Pope just because of the record Newcastle have as well.
Yeah. I think that was literally it. Like, I was actually prepared to say
so
Ramsdale.
we all in agreement. Pope. It's going to be Pope then.
Yeah, so Pope.
Okay, cool. We'll go move on to right back then. Marley Mar.
I'm going to go with Trippier at right back. I think defensively, he's contributed to the least goals conceded in the Premier League this season, and he's contributing with assists as well, chances created. So yeah, it's got to be Trippier for me. He's been amazing this season, and he's club captain, right, as well.
Yeah, captain.
Yeah, so yeah, it's got to go to Trippier.
Cool, Striver.
Yeah, mine was Trippier as well. Ben White's been dope. He's been phenomenal, been discovering that position. But I think mainly why Trippier edges it for me is just the leadership qualities that he shows on the field as well. He's very dependable. He's solid back there. He leads the line as well. So he leads the line and he's like the extra bit of eyes as well. And yeah, like Marley Mar says, he's a captain as well. So yeah, I'm gonna put him right back for me.
Joey.
I think Trippier benefits from Cancelo and Trent not having the greatest of seasons. So, yeah, I'm going to go with him. And I don't really want to, but I'll be a hater if I didn't.
Cool. Della Strada?
For me, okay, the things that's been said about Trippier, like he's been a leader, but yeah, that's what you're meant to do as a captain. And in terms of his assists, he takes free kicks and corners, so yeah, he's going to get good assists. So I would have said Ben White because it was a toss-up between them two, but I will vote for Ben White because I think he's been one of Arsenal's key players this season.
So what you saying, the United guy don't quite get in there, Dallo? Because a lot of people...
he's not played that many games, to be honest.
Yeah,
sorry, quick question. Do you know how many assists Trippier's got from open play?
No,
we can quickly...
We don't have to check, but that's just a question to consider because I've seen him maybe 1 or 2 times assist in open play.
Were you trying to say not as much as you'd like him to?
Well, I mean,
for what he does.
I mean, the litmus test or the acid test is pretty much Trent and Cancelo because that's where they get their assists from.
Definitely.
So,
But if he's on set pieces, though, I swear he probably would be getting assists and that. No,
no, I'm just saying in general, he's probably up there. But I'm saying what I wonder what he has in open play. Like, is he? Because he does go forward and he gets up there a lot, but I don't recall him getting that many assists from open play.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we look into that. Mine was between Cancelo and Trippier. But obviously Cancelo not having a great season. But it's difficult because obviously when you're so used to seeing this guy like week in, week out play good, it's hard for me to then go, I'll choose Trippier. But I think we have to because obviously Cancelo's gone out on loan. So
Because Salah done him that time.
yeah, so I think, I'd have to go with Trippier as well. Even though he was kind of my second choice, but De La Strada does make a valid point with Ben White.
So far, Newcastle's.
Yeah.
Just on Trippier. Trippier's played 26 games this season. He's got 6 assists and he's got 1 goal.
How many from open play?
Open play, yeah.
Oh, okay. Good question. Yeah, it's not in here actually.
All right, we'll move on anyway while we find that out. Let's go left back now, Striver.
Left back, I'm giving it to Zinchenko, man. I don't want to hear nothing about anything else, man.
Zinny boy!
Like, Zinchenko, to me, I think also equally, like, he shows great leadership qualities. I can see him being a Premier League manager and sometime in the future, man. He's majestic on the ball. He's composed. Defending, he's also adequate. He's very competent. And yeah, like you can also like shift your shape and adapt your shape to suit any kind of tempo and format the game presents you with because of his adaptability, being able to play inverted as well. So yeah, Zinchenko for me, left back.
Cool. De La Strada?
I went Zinchenko as well because let's be real, man. What left back has actually done well this season apart from Zinchenko?
Okay, ask me.
Go on.
So I'm going to go
Joey?
Luke Shaw.
Good point.
He's been playing centre back.
No, he's done both actually.
done
And
both.
Saka cooked his Clark.
Okay, let me finish. So, like, Zinchenko, we saw Zinchenko get done by Rico Lewis on the weekend. Zinchenko is not... he did. Remember, he got through and then he kicked the ball off for a goal kick.
What?
Oh, we're still counting that.
Huh?
So what, does what
happened?
does a Megs count, yeah, if there's no end product?
I didn't say the Megs.
What? Because
I
he
know,
begged him. That
I'm
means
just asking you.
he's not the best left back in the Premier
So
League.
he never megged it, but I'm just asking.
Did
Did he meg? I'm just saying, if
me
he got
just say-
megged, yeah, and
hey,
nothing happens with it, do you
I
count
didn't,
that?
I didn't even say he megged him.
I know you didn't, but I'm just asking. Would you count that?
I don't really count Megs.
But yeah,
I don't care for Megs.
You can
Like that.
So I'm just saying, if he got past him like you're saying he did, and then he kicks it off and nothing comes from it, why are you even bringing that up?
What I'm saying is that I don't think Zinchenko is a good defender. You said adequate and competent. I don't think he's that.
Can I just rebuttal
He's
that
definitely
quickly?
competent.
Go for
When
it.
you say you don't think he's a good defender,
Yes.
that's fine, but has he been exposed this season for you to question his defending?
He's trying
And
to
if so,
use
how many times?
using this bogus
Wait,
Rico Lewis example.
hang on. What's the question here? Sorry.
You said he's not a good defender, but I'm saying
Yeah.
this season, has he been exposed for any defensive issue? Has he been exposed defensively?
The same thing happened at Man City where he didn't necessarily.
No, let's not talk about Man City. Let's talk about Arsenal.
Let me finish my point. At Man City, he didn't necessarily get exposed because Man City was so good and they had possession all the time. But when they got hit on the fast breaks, he wasn't there. He couldn't
But
do anything.
what has happened this season?
Hang on, he couldn't do anything. So, like I said, Arsenal have played the best football this season. So Zinchenko is not good because he's a good defender. It's because he's been playing in Arsenal, who've been playing the best.
Yo, so
But they're
Joey-
playing with Saliba and most of the time Gabriel was playing in that left back slot the same way we're talking about. I was talking about Dan Burns. So personally, I don't think he's as good a defender as Luke Shaw.
Fair.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Whether he's a good,
Do you agree or disagree with that?
Okay, but whether he's a good enough defender as Luke Shaw,
Yeah.
defensively, has he been exposed this season? Yes or no?
I mean, if he got, but like I said, he got burnt out by Rico Lewis.
Oh,
bro.
once.
So
And
what,
we're talking about the half of the season. You're talking about a player that got burnt out once. And another point.
You asked me today, has he got exposed? I showed you when he got
I
exposed.
said, no, but if we're talking about half of the season,
No, we're not talking about half the season. We're talking
it's
about
the
whether
half-
I think he's the best left back this season.
Oh, in your team.
The
In your
whole-
team.
Yeah.
You'd rather have Shaw.
I would rather have Luke Shaw in my team.
Okay, that's
you'd
fine.
rather
That's
have
fine.
Saka.
Because Cole Lewis
when you
isn't
come against
Bukayo
Saka.
Saka. Cole Lewis isn't Bukayo Saka.
Let me make this point.
I think... No, hang on. You can't make this point on my point. This is me saying my player.
Okay, but I'm just making a point.
Yeah, but
I'm
let me
allowed to,
finish.
yeah?
Let me finish what I'm saying anyway.
Dan, I thought you had finished.
You
but
did
go.
that. You jumped in straight away.
Okay,
bro.
sorry, when you're ready.
All right. So what I'm saying, I don't think he's a good defender, and I don't think Shriver said he is an adequate defender. I don't think he's that. I think he's a. For me personally, I think he's a great centre midfielder who has kind of been playing in that position the same way you mentioned Luke Shaw playing centre back, who's not centre back. I don't think he's a good defender, so I can't put him as my best left back. And I'm starting to see why people were calling me blind about Trent, because I think personally Zinchenko is Trent.
Okay.
And he's not a good defender. And I think what Mitoma was doing to Trent, put your hand up if you think Mitoma can't do that to Zinchenko.
No, you
because
don't need to put your hand up.
No, you don't tell me what people need to do.
Yeah, but
I
we've
asked the
seen
question,
it. But we've seen
but
it.
I don't think
But we've seen it.
I don't think Mitoma can do that to Luke Shaw. That's what I'm saying. He can't do it as much to Zinchenko as he could do it to Luke Shaw. That's my opinion.
Anyway,
I just want to check. I just want to check the Brighton and Man United.
Let's try to say one thing.
Let me say one thing. If we're talking about our team of the season, half the season, for you to mention because one thing happened.
No, that's not what happened. You asked
can
me
I finish, please?
But you asked me for an example.
Can I finish? I said, how many times has he been exposed as a defender? You said once.
No, I didn't say once.
So how many times did you say?
I can show you more times, but
Okay, but you didn't tell me more times. You told me once.
Because I can only tell you the one now.
Okay, so that's what matters. You told me once.
No, that's not what matters, bro. That's crazy.
So let me finish the point. Let me finish the point.
Go on.
Yeah. Team of the season is over the half of the season, but cool, you mentioned one thing. And my point is, okay, you're saying he's not a good defender. I'm saying, how many times has he been exposed? You said once.
No,
Cool.
I didn't say once. I didn't say once.
Okay, let me finish. But you did, but let me finish.
I don't know how many times he's been exposed.
He did. I don't think he said once,
No,
to
I
be
didn't
fair.
say
He
once.
just used that one example.
Exactly. But if I ask you a question, how many times you said once?
I didn't say once. I
Okay,
gave
but
you
let
an
me finish,
example.
please. Let me finish, please. And if we're talking about, he's a poor defender because of the team that he plays in. No. What's his name? Pope. He's playing a back four. With how many big defenders, hence why he's got a clean sheet. But we don't talk about that.
You're saying he's playing because you're saying big defenders. What
No. Newcastle defense is very good, so you can't just put it down to solely the keeper.
You said big
Essentially,
defenders.
what I'm trying to say is that the defense is very good. So for you to say the keeper, it's the same thing as Zinchenko.
No, I hear what Dela's trying to say. He's trying to say you disprove one person's credibility in a season by using his teammates and the way
Then
his
credit
team
one someone else.
and then credit.
So again, just to refute what you were saying, I didn't say Zinchenko's only been exposed once. I gave you one example because that's what you asked me
So
for.
how many times? One example. It's one.
You said give me an example. You said
How many times? You said once.
okay. He's been exposed 30 times.
Okay, but when?
So what you want me to give you?
Exactly when? How many times?
You're a crazy man. You're a crazy
We're
man.
going to move on.
You're a crazy man.
Marley Ma, who are you going for left back? We'll
You're a
move.
crazy man.
Let's calm it.
But then I said
Let's
30,
calm
and you wanted me to
it.
give you 30 examples.
Hey, host,
We got to move on.
host, get hold of these maniacs.
I wanted to see where it was heading.
Let me talk.
I wanted to see where it
We'll
was
discuss
heading.
this after.
But
That is crazy, bro.
security. Can we have security back here, please?
What you ain't got is a mic. You gotta calm down, boy. I'm gonna go with Luke Shaw as well. I mean, I naturally, obviously, I've seen a lot more of him this season, and I've been very, very impressed in his continued improvement. He's managed to stay fit once more. He's lost weight. He's defensively sound, so sound that the manager's been comfortable enough to put him at centre back on from times. He's been good going forward again. Yeah, man, Luke Shaw is my pick. It was between Luke Shaw and Zinchenko, funny enough. But yeah, I've gone for Luke Shaw just because I've seen a lot more of him.
Fair. And I'm going to go with Luke Shaw as well. Merely for the fact, obviously, because he was out the team when obviously Ten was bringing in his boys. And then he's come back in the team. And then he's shown that he can do left back. And then he's got the confidence now where Ten's going to him, okay, we'll pay you centre back. So for me,
he's not the best,
Luke
but
Shaw.
he's the most improved.
I would say his level of consistency every game doesn't cease to amaze me anymore.
Okay, so I think Luke Shaw's got the lion's share of the votes there. So what we got: Pope, Luke Shaw, and
Trippier. So now we're moving on to centre back. Strive your two centre backs.
Oh, my Saliba's in there 1,000,000%. And what was it going to be? Varane? What was it going to be? I think it's going to be... I feel like I'm being a hater at the moment. I don't want to give it to another Newcastle dude. But I think it would be Botman and Saliba, you know.
Botman and Saliba.
Yeah, I had them in my... actually, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to be... I always say his name wrong. The Shah guy, Sports, whatever. But no, I think it was going to be Botman and Saliba, or Saliba and Varane. And I'm going to go with Saliba and Botman.
Fair. Joey?
I actually went for Gabriel and Saliba because I've been 50-50 on Gabriel, but I like him, but I changed it in the end.
But how many times have they been exposed?
Yeah. So I went for Botman and I went for Saliba.
Botman and Saliba.
Yeah.
De La Strada?
I was going to go for Gabriel and Saliba, but just to have a bit more balance, I'm going to go with Botman and Saliba. Yeah.
I'll big you up there, Gabriel. You've been you've been great this season, and I don't know what the host was talking about
Marley
being exposed.
Yeah, it's no surprise. It's going to be Botman and Saliba as well. It would have been good to put Lisandro Martinez in there, but after the World Cup he lost his place. And Botman has been consistent in Newcastle's defence. And again, to be honest, I would have actually put the whole back line Newcastle if whole back five, is Newcastle if I could, but just to mix up a little bit. Thought let me put Botman and Saliba.
Fair. I'm going with Saliba and Martinez. I just think Martinez just got my vote because again he's coming to the Prem, he's had his haters, and he standing in that 5'6" or whatever he is bossing that Prem.
Are you saying you felt like your allegiance to him because you're like the same height?
Yeah, but not even that. I just feel like he's proven that if you know how to defend, then boy, sometimes your size doesn't really matter. And he's doing it well for Man United. So, yeah, Saliba and Martinez for me. But obviously, overall, it's going to be Saliba and Botman. So that moves you back on Striver to the three midfielders that you want.
Oh, it's me, yeah. All right, cool. So, obviously, Anchorman DM can be no one other than Thomas Partey. Come on, let's do that. Let's put a soundbite in there with a round of applause, yeah. Yeah, whoever's editing, yeah. Yeah, and then the other two's got to be the future player of the season, Martin Odegaard. And it wouldn't be fair to not put KDB in there as well. I'd make it work with them three in there somehow. So making it work. So, so Partey, Odegaard, and KDB, give me the Premier League title right now.
Fair. Joey?
I'm going to go Partey.
Yes.
I'm going to go Partey. I'm also going to go Odegaard as well.
Come on.
That would be evil with me not to. And the last one is pretty much up for grabs. I actually did a 4-4-2 in my team of the season. So, so this is quite a tough one for me. But I don't think KDB's been at his best, but I don't think anybody's been better than him. So I'm going to have to go KDB too.
Fair. De La Strada?
Midfield will be sitting Partey, Odegaard, number 10. And this is a controversial one, but I think he's been consistent and he's not being given enough credit for what he's done so far this season. So, Xhaka for me.
I knew he was going to say Xhaka. I knew it.
I was shaking my head before you said it.
But that's not a bad shout, though. And I'm not just saying this as an Arsenal fan. He really...
But if you think about it, let's be honest, KDB hasn't had the greatest season, but we're just putting his name because it's KDB. But what Xhaka's done...
No, we're not. It's because, sorry to cut you, but KDB just had a poorish World Cup. So I think that's kind of lowering...
Shoulders above.
Yeah. That's why. Because honestly, I thought about Xhaka as well. I did.
But what's he, okay?
Hey, Marley's falling asleep.
Yeah,
bro.
Marley.
Let him fall asleep.
After Xhaka, bro, he was out.
Yeah, personally, I don't think he's done that bad. He's been consistent, reliable. 5 goals, 5 assists for a player that's not meant to be getting goals like that. So, yeah, that's my my midfielder.
Fair enough. Even though Marley's DM's not gonna count.
Marley Mark.
Yeah, my free in midfield is going to be Casemiro, obviously, because he's contributing way more than Partey in across 90 minutes. Say something, the stats are proving
He
it.
hasn't hit the post as many times as him.
So yeah, Casemiro DM.
No, I was gonna say I'm not mad at that. It'd be a toss up between the two of them.
All right. Just checking. Like you're about to open your lips, but pause. No, that was a pause. Damn, that was a crazy.
Big time pause. I nearly left. For guys listening, yeah, I nearly left.
That was crazy. Yeah, so Casemiro, 100% DM for me. I'll put Odegaard in the team. He has to go in. He's been the magician this season. Real Madrid it's starting to feel like Real Madrid were crazy to let him go. I'll be honest, he's that good. And then I will go with KDB. He's had his spells where he's been a bit slow, starting slow, a bit dry, but when he's on song, which has been quite a few times this season, he's been KDB-esque. So yeah, I'll go Odegaard, KDB, and Casemiro.
He was looking fat in the Arsenal game though.
He looks fat all the time. Okay. Like he's one of them guys that like kind of
Fluctuator.
Yeah, he's like Kane. He's got a little bit of podge.
Yeah,
that's his aim. And in fact, like Casemiro as well.
Fair. Yeah, for me, that holding one, it would be between Casemiro and Partey. So,
if you had to choose,
obviously, I had to go with my boy, innit?
why is that obvious?
You don't have to go with it, but go with the best player.
Does it matter?
Yeah, you said you never had. You said you never had any
so
legs.
it's fine. Just let him run with it.
Go on, Casemiro. All right.
No,
Don't let Martin.
no, but
bully you, bro.
he scored more goals than Partey, hasn't he?
Yeah, he
that's not his
scored
job.
2 of them against. He scored 2 of them against Reading.
No, it's his job at Man United. He has to do it as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's scoring goals and defending. So
when you needed him against the best team in the league, where was he? Making reckless challenges against freaking Zaha. That's what he was doing.
he was chilling at home watching it on Sky Sports, wasn't he? So yeah, I'll give it to Casemiro. Yeah, I already had Odegaard down because he's just having an unreal season, really owning in on that captaincy. And my last one was quite mad, actually. It was between Saka and De Bruyne. Only because I know, Saka.
You'd play Saka in the midfield?
Yeah.
In the midfield.
Yeah.
When you're doing your 11, though, you can shoehorn.
Yeah, I'd put him in there because...
Because he hasn't played in the position, so to me that doesn't make sense. But
You lot are going to be angry when you hear my front three.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can kind of give people like free roles. So, but anyway, I'd probably, because obviously, like you said, I'd probably give it to De Bruyne anyway, overall, just because he's been still assisting with some crucial assists, and they can be like one-offs during the game, and then that can be the difference. So yeah, it'd be Casemiro, De Bruyne and Odegaard.
Yeah, it seems like Partey won the battle. I found it interesting. Just checked Casemiro's stats. Obviously, he's looking good on the eye, but his stats as well are a bit surprising for a DM. He's played 30 games. He's got 4 goals, and he's got 6 assists. So yeah, that's 4 goals, 6 assists, and 30 appearances, which is pretty decent.
No, to be honest, when you do stats for stats, there isn't that much that separates them. That Casemiro does edge Partey when you're looking at the stats.
didn't you say on your stats Partey was winning the battle?
Yeah, he said Partey edged it, right? Oh, Avoy.
Oh,
Okay.
he definitely said Partey. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Strives. The 3 up front.
Oh, front 3, yeah. All right, so a guy up top. By the way, honourable mention to Harry Kane. He's been phenomenal in terms of goal scoring, and it's funny I say that because at times I've not always recognised him as a striker the way Tottenham play. I think if it wasn't, yeah, exactly, yeah, but if it wasn't for Erling Haaland, then he'd get into my team. But yeah, I have to give it to Haaland, man. Haaland is his goal scoring streak has been crazy. I shudder to think on what his end tally's going to be on. And whoever made a bet against that guy at the beginning of the season is a doofus.
Stupid.
With mad days, bro.
Stupid.
And then on the left, yeah, I'm going to give it to Martinelli. Yeah, man. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, it's got to be Darwin Núñez, you know, because basically the way this guy is, he's a dope player. I couldn't even keep it out. No, it's got to be Rashford, man. It's got to be Rashford. The guy is, he's come back hard. Pause. It's Rashford. You have to put him in your team. Like, you have to put him in your team. And on the right, it's got to be the star boy, Bukayo Saka. The only time he's maybe let me down slightly was in his most recent showing against Man City, but I'll cut him some slack, because obviously he saw what Arteta was on. He was like, you don't want to win this game, so why should I perform? Which is not what I expect from my player of the season, but like I said, I'm going to cut him some slack. So my front three is Rashford, Haaland and Saka.
Joey?
Sorry, just back on Strava's one. Are you, if you're doing a 4-4-2, would you put Rashford in there or Saka in there? So are we picking our players based on the 4-3-3?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I've done different. I've shoehorned players that I think I just want on the pitch for my team.
Okay, go for it.
So up front, I've got Haaland up front because it's Haaland.
Yeah.
On the left, I've got Ivan Toney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A good shout.
That's somebody I had to have on my pitch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's just a sick player, man.
What you say, as in left in the 4-4-2?
No, left of a 4-3-3.
Oh.
Yeah, because I just had to put him somewhere. I would have put him centre mid if I had to, bro.
Okay.
But I've got him there. And on the right, I've got Saka on the right because I can't deny it. And I still feel like Rashford is potentially capable of picking up that T at any time.
Okay.
Wherever he wants to put that T is up there.
It's kind of harsh this season.
Hey,
but,
listen, man, you got a lot of bad work you have to undo, bro, in my books anyway. But yeah, 100%. Like Ivan Toney, man, he's
done well.
He's a beast, man. Like for all his time in the Premier League, bro. Even his first season, I've had him in high regards. I think the first person that mentioned him was De La Strada when he was at is it Notts County? And is it Notts County? He was at
Newcastle.
But then he went to Notts County.
I can't remember what team he went to.
I think he went to Notts County after. Or
no. They went blue. Bristol, was it?
No, it went Bristol.
I think he was at Bristol there.
He was on loan
Bristol
at Shrewsbury.
Was he ever at Bristol Rovers?
Barnsley on loan as well.
I think it was Barnsley. I'm thinking of.
He went to Peterborough United.
That's it, Peterborough.
Yeah. So when he was at Newcastle, Dele used to talk about him, and I just thought he was a big guy, maybe another now Ranger. But he's a class player, man. Technical ability for days, man. So, yeah, it had to be on my team.
It's a good shout. De La Strada?
Haaland up front, Rashford on the left, and Saka on the right.
Simple. Malema?
Yeah, same again. I mean, their performances this half of the season have been amazing. Rashford's, I think, is 3 away from having his best goal scoring season ever. So he's doing his thing, and Saka's continued to just evolve and just improve with every single game that he plays. And then up top, Haaland is going to break the scoring records this season as well. So you need to put him in. I mean, and I think with that front three, they're causing absolute problems for any team that they're going to play against.
Sorry, quick question. Has Rashford had a better season than Ivan Toney?
Yeah, I would say so.
Based on what?
Just based on performances, I think. I think Rashford, surprisingly, has been a more consistent than Ivan Toney. And I think he's been more of a threat probably in more games than Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney's obviously done his thing for sure, but I think
he's got more goals and assists than him.
I think Rashford's been a bit more sensationalised.
Yeah, because Ivan Toney's got more goals and assists than Rashford.
I mean, why do I say that?
Season last season.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I think because he plays for United, the profile that he has as well, obviously going to the World Cup as well, and obviously kind of that resurgence I feel like it began at the World Cup. Yeah. So I feel like that's why. But actually, like as Joey mentioned, Ivan Toney, I'm like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I think Ivan Toney is a definitely a good shout, but I think it would it wouldn't make sense to leave Rashford out. Rashford is looking like an absolute world class player at the moment. In this half of the season that he's basically contributed his performances, he's actually looked pretty world class. If someone was just seeing Rashford for the first time this season and someone said, "Oh, we were comparing him to Mbappe recently," you'd be like, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
Not saying that they're the same level as well, by the way, guys.
But then if somebody was comparing Rashford to Ivan Toney,
they'll say Ivan Toney's good.
that's not true. I think this is an extreme bias you lot are showing right here, to be completely honest, but fair enough.
Yeah, no, I'll just go with two of the same ones that you lot have. Rashford, Haaland, but then my third one will be Almiron for Newcastle.
Bro, that guy stopped scoring goals ages ago, bro. What the hell, bro?
Bro,
I'm offended by this one, bro. This is a little...
Oh, you put Saka midfield. That's why.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why.
thirties.
Yeah, because I was thinking that he can just turn up sometimes.
Okay.
So that was the reason why.
So just a couple stats as well. Saka's got 7 goals and 7 assists this season. Rashford's got 9 goals and 3 assists. Ivan Toney's got 13 goals and 3 assists, and Haaland's got 25 goals and 3 assists.
Wow.
Like, as a key player, it's Ivan Toney over Rashford, but I think Rashford hasn't had like great performances, whereas I think Toney has had better performances, but Rashford is like, he's done it in the big games, he's scored goals,
Yeah, yes.
but performance-wise, it's nice if like every single game he's played is like, wow, whereas Ivan Toney, I know you give me side eyes, but Ivan Toney, I think, is for the whole season, he's been very consistent. I think it's like there's a bias based on the fact that he's at Brentford, whereas Rashford is at United. So anything he does, and especially based on the back of last season, it's like
Most
he's
improved.
back. But Ivan Toney's been consistent for 2 seasons.
How many of the goals were penalties?
Last question.
don't know.
Last question. If it was a 4-4-2 and you were playing with 2 strikers, would you still choose Rashford over Toney?
No, I'll choose Ivan Toney.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair enough then.
Yeah, same. All right, so just as a quick recap, so that was Pope in goal. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Pope in goal,
Cut that up.
Luke Shaw left back, right back Trippier, Saliba and Bobman in the middle. And we had Partey, De Bruyne and Odegaard in the midfield.
Come on, makes sense.
And then Rashford, Haaland and Saka. Poor.
Are you saying no Liverpool players?
Ivan Toney was on the bench.
No Liverpool players.
No Chelsea's.
Yeah, that's a surprising one as well.
No, because
Hashtag fuck Kwesi.
we're 10th in the league, innit? Both teams are 10th in the league, man. It makes sense, man.
Yeah, so far that's a pretty strong first 11, but then obviously the second half of the season is probably going to be a lot different.
And you know what? If we did this last season, it wouldn't look anything like this. But you see that team that we've done this season, like that team would based on what we've seen, that team would create problems, man. Especially with Partey in the anchor. I like Marley.
Do you think they'd beat the last season?
Yeah, he nodded at me, by the way, guys.
Do you think this team will beat last season's team of the January?
Oh,
Do you remember what team of January was last season?
yeah. I just feel like it would have had a lot more that Liverpool and that City side.
It would have basically been Liverpool and City.
Yeah, basically.
And I think, I'm backing this tide because obviously we've got Arsenal guys in there still.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
So that's our 1 to 11. We'll check it out at the end of the season and see how it differs. Peace.